Okay.
Quick question. The item that Lottery got last session, the ring, what was that called? Because you put a bunch of stuff in the chat to.
How it do, how it be, how it is, everybody. Welcome in and welcome back. Very excited to have everybody here today. We are running Void Scourge as it is Saturday, and boy howdy, we got some crazy stuff to get to today. I am SirFeffers, the humble dungeon master of the long shot table. I'm going to Indie Comic Con. There's a promo code. I'm going to Gen Con, where I'll be running a game. Big shout out to Ivy, aka Game Reader Girl, and the Crit Awards. Excuse me. And if you would like to get caught up on some of our weekly campaigns, of which there are 3 of them, you can head to the YouTube Longshot. And if you would like to join our community, you may. There is a Discord. We have bingo.
Bingo.
we have bingos for these games.
Marge,
within the community.
They have bingo!
I mean, memes! We got memes!
And chocolate! Chocolate!
The bingo is pinned as well, so
thank you.
in that channel. Yeah.
And when you join the Discord, make sure you react to the rules, and that will give you access to the rest of the Discord. Last we left off, the party was up against this cult of bird-like humanoids who had been turned into these monstrous creatures. And the party learned that there was a Feyan influence involved. And after defeating the cult, they learned that this cult had even been equipped with pieces of the Void Scourge. After some rudimentary interrogation,
What?
What moida?
What moida?
The party learned that an individual known as Lady Lamai has been giving out Void Scourge remnants. Unacceptable. The party is on their way to investigate, but not before. Azalea wants to do a little powwow dream sequence, which will be very interesting to unpack, and what Azalea is looking for as well within this. It's going to be interesting. Let's go to the crew. Speaking of, Fish Finley, tell me about yourself and about your character.
Hello, I am Fish. You can find me everywhere as Fish Finley. I sing, I play games, I draw. It's a very fun time. Speaking of drawings, my art is available as prints, and I just posted a wonderful artistic rendition of the Crit Awards mascot, Critty, on
Looks
my
fantastic.
Instagram. And
check
it
it out.
probably will make its way into being a print momentarily. But speaking of the Crit Awards, the categories are out. Go check critawards.org to see all the categories that we have up this year, because nominations open on April 1st, and then actual voting opens on June 1st, and you can put up all of your favorite content creators for that. Yeah, so that's the real world stuff. In game, I'm playing Azalea, who is a nightmare. Literally, like, she's from the nightmare realm, and she is currently going through an existential crisis about what it's like to. Why she is upset that she is upset that she got yelled at. Like, she's like, I shouldn't care about this, but I do, and I'm mad about it. And that's kind of the summary, and so she's trying to pick apart why she cares. So it's just a fun time. You're gonna throw it at Offbeat.
What up? My name is Offbeat Outlaw. You can find me on YouTube and TikTok under those exact same names, Offbeat Outlaw. And guess what, everybody? Do you remember on Thursday night I mentioned there was an imposter among us impersonating me? We got rid of him.
Let's go.
Yeah.
No more
With
offbeat
action.
period, outlaw period.
Underscore.
Yeah, there's the underscore deviant has been removed. But yes, I'm Offbeat Outlaw, coming on YouTube and TikTok. I have a video coming out on YouTube soon talking about satire and how it's used and how it's misunderstood as a result. So that'll be fun, especially if you like Helldivers, which is riddled with satire that people cannot seem to parse. But I play Noble Wake. It's gonna be I am a pirate. I am yo ho ho. That's me. Lexi.
Hello, I'm SmolBirdLex. You can find me at SmolBirdLex. I do art, I do TTRPG, I do streaming. You see the art all around you? I did that. Hire me for stuff. It's great. I've been doing PNG tubers for a lot of people lately because I'm trying to get people to stream with me, or people who want to get into streaming, but specifically a lot of people who don't like getting ready and dressed up for streaming. It's nice to have this little icon instead and not have to worry about that whole thing where it's like, hey, yo, my cute little guy is still a cute little guy if I didn't do my hair that day. So it's like, you guys want some? Come to me. I got you. I play Miriam, our bard fighter, our phenomenal furbolg, entire frozen meat section beefcake, who loves all the animals and some people. I'll throw it over to Quincy.
Hello, I'm Quincy. I play lottery. I like D&D and fantasy and stuff. I also yelled at Azalea. Yeah.
I'm just getting yelled at a lot. It's
And
fine.
threw a cultist out into the void of space whilst wearing a very important item of clothing. And
I
then got
turned
yelled at by
something
Nova.
important into well, they said they let me go in there by myself, who had no idea what we were going to get. Part of the voice.
Let is the stretch. Let is a little bit of a stretch.
They allowed me with
Let's
open
find a
arms.
way in
They
here
literally
together.
parted the waves and let lottery go through by themselves. And it wasn't their fault to the fact that they threw a turtle into the void that happened to have a very important piece of item on them. But it's okay now, and we're all forgiven except for Azalea.
Me when I lie, actually.
There's been a lot of shouting going on, and you know what? That's okay. We've all been inspired by Nerium. Nerium is the
all
OG,
turned things.
110%
though.
barbarian. All right, so Azalea, you are on the Void Scourge ship. The part is currently moving through the elemental plane of air. As the ship is gearing up for refitting these new acquired sails to be able to storm step. Once that is done, we will be going to the Feywild. Or at least that's the current plan, unless the party mixes it up.
Yeah, that's more or less the plan.
It's more or less the plan.
Unless we mix it up.
Yeah.
The only way we mix it up is you,
Unless
good
future mix-ups. Azalea, you've been tossing and turning over how to go about this building tension within you. And you decided, let's invade Nova's dream. And successfully did so. Nova is currently dreaming of a couple years ago, before the ship was scuttled. And in this tavern, Nova and Nerium are both there currently, mid-drink. Things are well. Everyone's big chillin', big vibin', having a good time. The money flow is working. Everything you haven't pissed off your parents yet, Nova, the god of the sea and the god of the void. All is well within this dream. And little do you know, Nova, that a quarry, a nightmare being, has slipped into this dream. From your point of view, Nova, you're in a tavern. To Azalea's point of view, who is within the dream realm observing you, is, from Azalea's point of view, Nova's cone of vision renders the tavern, but everything outside of the field of vision for Nova is everything and anything, just like this static of creation to be used. And within that static, Azalea manifests.
Nerium!
Nah.
Wait, that last take was fucking massive, right? We got like 2 galleons worth of gold, right?
I mean, 2.5 from that guy that was trying to hit on me, and I caved his skull in.
And then like those 2 ships. I say, look, I've portioned it out. We
You're not
can
good at
still.
portioning.
I've portioned it out.
No.
We have enough for the golden toilet now, is all I'm saying, Nerium.
You remembered!
Of course I remembered. That's why I'm bloody captain.
I love you, Nova.
I love you too, Nerium.
Thank you.
Holy shit! This is fucking...
Why do you not I do the lifting.
I'm also strong in the stream.
Oh yeah, it's your old build.
Yeah, back when I was strong.
Back when you were a paladin hybrid.
Anyway, it's here. It's all in this gold. We just need to find a blacksmith, pay him off with this chunk of gold, and we can have ourselves a golden toilet.
This is gonna be the best bathroom ever.
And guess what? I've checked the numbers and gave them to our accountant, and they say
We have
that
an
we can
accountant?
afford. We do now.
It's a greasy.
I feel like-
it's a greasy gnome chained to the wall. Just.
I'd like to think that in this moment is when Azalea, like, she goes to like maybe change into be a little more inconspicuous in her form, because like right now she is just looks like her, and she sees how hammered they both are and goes nah, and walks up and like leans up on the table next to the two of you and like sits down as well.
You're in the at the table now.
Yeah. Well, like, are you guys like at a table or like the bar area? Because
We're at like a circle table, like just us two right now, and then like some random other scallywags having their own quota conversation.
Okay.
Let's say there's one dude unconscious at the table as well,
Okay.
who's just out over the drink.
I walk next to this guy who's out at an empty chair and just go, "This seat taken?"
No, please sit. Everyone is welcome here tonight, as long as you don't try to kill me. You're not trying to kill me, are you?
Not to my knowledge, no.
That's a weird way to say no. Nerium, watch them. Go! Eyes open, Nerium. Eyes open.
My eyes are open. I
No,
can't
they're
open them more.
Nova's gonna reach over, grab your face, point it at Azalea. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Just this
Yeah.
absolute unit of a furbolg.
Miriam's gonna lean forward and just go forehead to forehead bonk. Just be like, just don't do it.
Not tonight.
Just not today. I'm having a good time, and I'd rather not like deglove your skull right now. I'm just having a good time.
Mhm.
She just leans back.
Can I make Melly in this stream?
Yes.
I will make Melly in cat form, like right underneath Nerium's face.
Jesus Christ! Fucking what? How'd you do? Who's that? Who is this?
It's the honey cat starts walking on the table towards you.
Hang on.
Miriam just starts crying.
Hang on.
He's so cute.
Okay, continue.
Oh,
Continue.
Oh.
No, but
all right, okay. You've bribed me, first mate. What do you want to talk about?
I've heard the great tales that surround the two of you,
You have?
Yeah. and I had a few questions for you. Oh.
Go for it.
I spaced real hard. Hang on, give me a second.
it's so sticky.
Melly just kind of like, you know how cats are liquid. This one even more so, where you're just like, "Boo," and you get like through most of the cat, you know, in the dip.
You're perfect. Don't ever change. Hey, barkeep, keep them coming.
So I've heard the tales of you all, and I had a few questions. And Azalea kind of like she's trying to like sit all cool like, but she's very fidgety and clearly extremely nervous, and very not in the realm of like calm, cool, collected that she usually is. She's very like. How did you decide that this is what you wanted to do?
Be a pirate. Is that what you're?
Yes.
Oh my. Okay. Let me tell you the tale of romance between my mother and father. So, long ago, the ocean and the sky were in love. And they've been in love the whole time. But they had nothing to show for it, for they could never meet. But at the horizon, they could. They could finally see each other. And so I was born at the... Stop making those faces. You know they can't kiss. That's weird. And they were... at the horizon, I was born, you see. And they told me to sail the seas, spread the will of the ocean, untamable, unquenchable, spread the will of the sky, all-seeing, all-knowing, all-terrifying. And so that I did, and I figured the best way to do that was to be a pirate.
I like to think there was a green flash, which was immediately clothed.
So
Yeah, and then I tried to rob him.
Oh, and then I washed up on the sea. You see, I wasn't technically Nova before this. I was a guy. I was shipwrecked out in the middle of nowhere, and then they came to me in visions and said, "Do you want to be a son?" And I was like, "I've never been one before," and so I did. And I have known nothing of past life because who gives a fuck? But I woke up on the shore, and then she was trying to rob me, and I knew we'd be good friends.
The goblin accountant in the corner. That's so beautiful.
Aw. Somebody unchain him. I want.
Give him a drink.
Thank you. I haven't gone to the bathroom in 12 hours.
Oh my god, please go pee. Jeez.
Melly kind of walks around the table over to the passed out dude and starts pawing at his face. Just like, so you're traversing the plains because your mom told you to?
Plains? We can't traverse the plains.
Places? I don't know.
I traverse the sea because, well, I need to.
It's
I mean,
fun.
look around. It's the life.
This is the life, bo 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 bo.
That song isn't invented yet. That's a good one,
I'm
Bo.
making it. Give me a minute. Okay, it'll catch on.
Not really because my parents told me to, but I mean, like, everyone's got their own purpose. Mine was to be a good son, and to do that, I need to do this. I'm happy. I get to be a pirate. I get to fight. I get to own a boat. My boat's really fucking cool. Have you seen the Void Scourge? Holy
It's
shit.
the best boat ever.
It's so good. It can travel so fast. It's like it's like it is shooting lightning out of its ass cheeks, and it catches up. It can travel into the wind with the sails up.
It's the perfect house ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's the perfect house ever. That's amazing. I love that.
So I guess I'd say, what else would I be doing? This is clearly the way.
Melly has scampered down and is just kind of kneading dough on this drunk dude who is out at the table.
I'm just gonna lift his lip and be like, okay, he's breathing. Okay, good. keep on, cat. Keep on,
Did you
Sticky.
check his pockets?
That's our second mate. I employ him.
Okay, check his pockets.
No, Miriam, whatever money's in his pockets, I gave him 20 minutes ago.
Okay, well he passed out, so we could say someone else took it, and that's his own fault because he can't hold his shit.
Nova, make a wisdom check.
Old sheet wisdom check. Oh, an 18.
An 18, okay. You are not aware that you are in a dream. You and Azalea are the only people who in this one that are technically real. So even with an 18, your mind is very at its ease, has not picked up that anything is amiss or a foul. You do note that this Melly is kind of a slightly different hue than you know to be correct of what you've seen. It's almost a shade towards purple in that direction.
You got some weird magic, miss. Never quite seen a familiar like this one.
Technically, she's part Fae.
Aye. I have literally never dealt with the Fae ever.
It's
Actually, I have once. I have a good friend. One friend. His name is Solitos. Good man. Large
How
fellow.
could you forget Solitas? You're so mean.
Look, it's hard sometimes to forget. We get along the same way. Anyway, so something troubling ya, purple lady. Ma'am.
Yeah.
Entity.
Ma'am, sir, we don't judge.
Right. He's been shapeshifted as a dog for like 3 weeks now. He doesn't want to stop being a dog, so.
To your surprise, Azalea, whether it's the nature of Nova's chaotic dream, or whether it's your subconscious and trying to seek answers and resolution, the homie drunk on the table that's been passed out this whole time that Melly was trying to paw at suddenly sits up and is a Lottery Faust. Also intoxicated from also a previous before having met the crew, but and this is gonna be a little tricky for Quincy, how Nova would render you as before met the crew.
Okay.
So whatever littler differences you want to throw in there.
The difference is probably more on the lines of undermining and more trying to be a trickster rather than what I assume is Lottery's just latent ability to find trouble, rather like more intent. That is all Nova can think of right now.
I think this would catch Azalea a little off guard because she's still kind of right now, and so she's gonna jump a little bit.
Someone said Fey Wild.
Yeah,
Who the fuck are you? I know you.
Do I know you? Did we?
Couldn't.
Did you buy me a drink? Did I buy you a drink? Did we do farther than that?
We could. Nerium, what do we think of this one? He's pretty, right?
Oh my god.
Lottery gives Nerium like the drunkest, like yellowed, red eye, just kind of.
I could break you in half if you're fine with that.
Are you offering?
Sure. He looks fine.
I'll bring Nerium in. Take everything he owns.
No.
Let's get a perception check from Lottery.
He definitely wasn't whispering that
Because
when
it
he
was
was
a
right
very
at the table.
drunken. Take everything he owns.
How much lower do I need to make this roll? I have a 14 in perception plus, so
Okay, I would assume you'd need to roll less than like a 9.
Okay, I rolled 11 naturally, so
All right.
I don't got much.
This is gonna devolve so fast.
I got much
and
to give.
It's just gonna be like, all right, bye.
No, don't you run away. What you
No,
want
no,
to
no.
know?
You said something about Feywild. You keep
You
keep
stay,
talking.
you stay.
I'm not here. I'm not here. Ooh, this is Sticky Kitty.
Melly walks over to Lottery and continues to try to pot your face, even though now it's like higher off the table. She's my
Cat.
Azalea doesn't want to say the word friend, but that's the only word she can think of right now. So she's sitting there going like, friend.
Oh, your friend! That's nice. I too am friends with my summons. I got a big orca.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Don't-
mine is the depths.
Don't
of
know
the
that I've seen that.
Why? What? Why would you have? You haven't met me.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna get more food. Miriam goes to the bar.
You tried
Potato.
You tried to join the crew or something, Purple Lady.
I'm on my own set of adventures at the moment, and thought I would get some advice from the legends.
Ah, advice! What is your question?
Say you were tasked with something important, something
Task rolls
that
over in his sleep, a shiver falling up his spine.
with something that for a century has been your primary goal. And suddenly you start to you experience something that makes you think that maybe your goal for the past century has been not good.
Ah, a dark revelation. Well, as a spiritual leader and cleric, let me tell you the following.
Pray for us.
I'm always praying for you, dear Lord. Whatever path you're on, if you uncover that, did you set out on this on yourself, or did someone else set you out on it?
It's
Melly looks to you in this moment. Kind of cocks their head.
I think it was me.
He did something, and you're coming to an understanding that whatever purpose it may be that you're on is not good for you or good for the world or just morally.
It's complicated.
Oh, it doesn't sound good at all. Either way, if it's not good, definitions of good are always flimsy. I am not good by many terms, legally being one of them.
Legally doesn't count.
Legally doesn't count, and that's something we stand for. But to many, I am. I have freed many villages from oppressive governments and police and Britain. Ever heard of Britain?
Oh God, stop it.
I may have through
What about the
Break.
cunt
The East
agreement?
India Trading Company.
Yeah. But point being, you have to figure out what good is on your own a little bit. But you also have people around you. I've always had Miriam with me. She's always been there. And whenever I'm doing something that's not good, she usually punches me in the face.
You deserve it.
And whenever she does something that's not good, I put her in baby jail. Point being, people keep you on the straight and narrow. Whatever it is that you're going through, it's obviously bigger than yourself. And the more you try to carry it by yourself, the more you're only going to bring everyone else down around you. Especially if you care about them. You can't do things by yourself. That's why you have a crew. I'm captain, yes. But I've also got me first mate. I've also got... Looking at Lottery Faust.
So are you hiring at Nerium at the bar?
I'm always hired. We always need people because I don't like doing stuff. So more people can do stuff.
Cool.
As-
You
as
wait
you're-
here. I'm gonna go pass out and go to bed. But I'm gonna talk to you in the morning about joining your crew.
That.
As you're saying this, I reach out to Melly, and Melly kind of turns into a snake as she slithers up my arm.
So, either way, whatever you're going through, I don't know what it is. But talk to those people who are around you if you have them. And if you don't have them, get some. Doing shit alone is tiring, hard, and worthless. You will fail. That is a guarantee. Get people. And then ask them, because they will probably have more information for you. I don't know you, so I literally can't tell you anything. So... But yeah, I think does that answer your question? Or do you need more wisdom from the Great Nova Week?
I feel like I've been thoroughly wizened.
Nah.
I know a guy named Wizen!
No, we don't.
Yeah, if he knows Solitas, he knows Wizen.
We met him once at that party with Solitos. He was so good at singing.
Oh, the little wheezy old man. Yeah.
He's so good at singing.
He was there when we were doing the Captains United Naval Treaty.
Yes! Remember the great Captains United and Naval
Oh
Treaty?
my god.
Nobody owns the sea! Nobody owns my mother! And if anyone has anything to say about it, boy, they can catch me in the fucking seas!
I think Azalea's gonna stand up, kind of chuckling, and just go, "Well, thank you. And I will see you later." And just kind of walk out of vision, like out of the cone, and then
Okay.
Later!
Azalea, are you stepping out of the dream, or are you just kind of watching? What do you do?
I'm going to once I step out of like the cone, I'm gonna make it a point to stay out of the cone.
Right.
But I'll linger for a few more minutes and then
Okay.
disappear.
Nova Nerium, private couple of minutes, perceived. Anything you guys would like to do in the tail end of this beautiful memory that is cherished to Nova and one of his happy places?
Nova makes, I'd say, about 2 more speeches about camaraderie and friendship.
Okay.
Have we
Very
talked
good,
about
very
the
good.
traders for the West Allied territories yet?
Traitor? No, we have not talked about the traders of the West Allied territories. Thank you for reminding me.
I know we were supposed to meet with them, but
We don't need to meet with them, we need to crush them!
Quincy, years of this. Years of this. All the way back to 2019, I think. 2020, maybe.
Alpha
We've been doing
Steam
this.
Whistle Slash, the original.
Actually, immediately before she kind of steps out of the dream, she's gonna use her druidcraft to make a little azalea pop out of a table in front of Nerium. Just like a little sprout flower thing. And then she's gonna...
Okay.
Captains United.
Roll
Kill
a
this flower by poking it.
Nova. Roll a D100 for me.
uh-oh.
74.
Okay, so the good news, there's good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
Oh,
Which one do you want first? The good news or the bad news?
Let's hear the bad news first.
The bad news first. The rest of your night is filled with this dream of Azalea on their knees curled over, weeping, trying to pull Melly back together, who seems to just have these holes, these like open breathing holes, Swiss cheese, and it's still very much alive, just unable to keep themselves together. And the good news is you retain the memory for the most part, maybe not in such exact details, of this good dream that you had.
The fuck, bro?
Anyway.
Kat, just so you're aware, Melly is a wild-shaped companion thing, so that as long as Azalea's alive, I could keep re-upping Melly. The whole point was so that Fev couldn't kill her. What do you mean?
Kill? Who said anything about kill?
Fight
And
me.
besides, this is a dream. You're a nightmare. You've left
Oh, I hate
a
this.
remnant of your subconscious in the render, if you will.
Ugh. That was a weird fucking dream.
Miriam is just
Huh? Just curled in the middle of Chester's.
yeah.
Chester's little ring in the middle of the room. She just pops out the middle. Huh?
Weird dream. Azalea was in it. Not spooky or nothing until the end. She seemed troubled.
Yeah.
Seemed like I don't know. I think we should talk to Azalea maybe
Okay.
about something. I think. Oh, okay. Good night.
What does a morning routine for Lottery Faust look like, Quincy?
Oh gosh. Let's see. There's probably an alarm clock that goes off, and you hear what is the start of the opening lines, musical lines of 9 to 5. And it's not today. Not today. Oh gosh. Abby,
Yes, my lord.
bring me my cloak and slippers, please.
At once, my lord.
There is no cloak and slippers.
Yep.
And he just kind of gets up.
But per the usual, Abby is completely convinced. This magical ring you have on your finger is completely convinced that he's like ironing it out, making sure everything's good. And as you jump into the slippers, he like puts it over your shoulders.
Slippers being the same exact shoes he's always worn since getting on the ship. The cloak being just like whatever shirt he has on, and he just kind of like has this. He goes through like a routine of someone who is used to wealth and money, and he has that, and he kind of like it almost looks like he might be playing, but he also might be believing. So it kind of like is a maybe delirium or just routine that keeps him sane.
A little morning daydreaming.
Yeah, so he kind of goes through kind of like, you know, a toothbrush without any toothpaste, but he still kind of pretends to put it on there. You know,
Interesting.
fixing his hair in a mirror that's kind of like all sloppy and greasy, but he still looks like, you know, he putting himself together and everything. Still talking to himself, kind of like talking to Abby of like how his day's gonna go, of just what he's got going on, and like, oh, and by the way, obviously, we must look our best. Lady Luck might show up today,
Of course.
and you know we can't have the lady looking at something like us, like as if we just stepped off of an outhouse boat, if you know
Well,
what I mean.
they say that the Fae are fickle, so
Mhm,
so
so
who
it was-
would better region to attract her attention? Have you been to the Feywild before, sir?
Abby, he holds the ring up. I'm an astral elf.
Yes, sir.
Of course not.
Oh. Very good, sir.
The only time I've been to the Feywild is when Solitas asks me for favors, which happens more often than I'd like. I have 2 nickels for that, which is not a lot, but it's strange it happened twice.
I'd have 2 copper.
But that's Lottery's routine. He's kind of going through and talking to Abby as if like he's known this ring and Butler like for years.
Nice. Gina, happy birthday. Welcome in.
How about
Happy
day?
birthday!
Birthday.
Perf.
Time passes. The ship prepares to sorry, let me back it up. Nova, you step out on deck, and with a certain amount of satisfaction and maybe a twinge of jealousy, you see that these storming sails have been affixed to the sides of the ship. Those are your sails on someone else's ship, but you got them back, and that's what matters. Instead of actual sails, they seem to hold these storm clouds that kind of smooth over in the front and trail along behind.
I hope Teufel knows he can't keep them. Good to see you. Oh, it's so good to see you back.
The colors don't match.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were a ship designer.
Oh, actually no, but fashion is my life. It's like graphic design, but you never know what that is.
Would you like to tell that to the void that made them?
Where's that?
I point out to the infinite blackness of space.
Oh. The sails don't match.
Oh no!
I'm not insulting, I am pointing out an obvious
Oh,
truth.
it's too late. Okay, hang on.
I just want to
I rolled higher than I thought I would.
Oh my
in
god!
the eyes.
Lottery, you have a sudden intense gravitational pull to the ship.
Like I'm pulling like down to it. Or...
Yeah. Like you are heavier. But if you jumped overboard, you might just land on the bottom of it.
Kind of tries to lift his leg up. Oh.
You know, those boots don't really match the color of the ship. Maybe you should unstick them from it. Anyway, anything to report, Lottery?
No. Missing cards. I have a butler. I'm going insane.
A butler?
Oh yes, this is Obby. Say hi, Obby.
Hello, sir. You hear nothing.
Is that?
You hear nothing, Nova.
Lottery holds his hand out as if he wants you to kiss his ring.
Noah's gonna take it and just like shake your hand. It's a great ring. You said you had a butler, though?
Oh, as you take a hold of it, greetings, sir.
Oh, wow! Oh.
My
obsidian.
master's shoes look fantastic, and I will have you know that, good sir. Oh, pistols at dawn, sir. Pistols at
Thank you,
dawn.
Lobby. Thank you, Obby.
Pistols at dawn.
Pistols at dawn, sir.
I'm gonna
You
look
are
at the
grounded
ring
in Fort Hill College.
it's obsidian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look and be like, can I get Arcana check to see if this is any relation to the void?
Sure.
Oh, but he's holding on to holding on to us very long, isn't he? I think
Indeed, sir.
he likes the
That is
feel of
a
us.
32.
We are fantastic, sir. 32. This does not belong to the void. This does not find its origin in any celestial. Actually, this is arcane in nature.
Fancy ring. I let go.
Thank you.
Very reminded me of some other machinations previously encountered. So you have that. Interesting.
Cool.
Love that for you.
We should probably have a little meetup about the Feywild and get everyone on the same page about About the mess we're about to cause. Does that make sense?
We're going to cause a mess.
We're going to be in the middle of a pretty large one.
Are we instigating or are we inflaming it?
It's more like,
It's a great question, actually.
honestly, I couldn't give you a straight answer on that one. I would love to, though. We're definitely poking a bee's nest. We're definitely poking something that doesn't like to be poked.
Instigating then. Wonderful.
They took my shit first. But...
Ooh, revenge instigation.
Revenstigation?
Yes,
Revenstigation.
revenge. But we do need to talk about it, because we're about to be in the middle of a large pile of shit. And we need to figure out our entrance strategy and our exit strategy, and if somehow poking this bee's nest can be avoided entirely.
It's a good idea. The only thing I know about Faye is you should never tell them your name. Only idiots ever do that. Of course, we know this for sure. I mean, you being a captain and all that.
Did Miriam tell you?
What? Oh, that you're an idiot. And you just see
Miriam.
What?
I feel like in this moment is when Azalea finally like walks out just to watch the lottery goes kuchung. Just
Amazing.
Two people sworn to insult each other no matter how much shit it gets them both in.
Miriam, you hear your name bellowed as you step up into the mess hall with a cup of tea. Or coffee, respectfully.
Okay. I come back down into the mess hall with following Lottery in his slow steps.
You see Jack the Warforged polishing his the wet bar, and you can hear an argument going on in the captain's brig. It is between Dallin the Freaquin, who runs the engines, and Captain Teufel. It's just to the degree of, what do you mean we're not going to use the ring? And it's like, well, we're going to be using the storm step ability. And he's like, what are you talking about?
I'll smooth things over with that later. That's a hard problem, and this isn't my ship technically.
Yeah.
Nova crew, Zelia, Lottery, Miriam. That goes. Group meeting. We haven't needed to do these in a while. I think we should have one.
Oh, no.
Someone's in trouble.
Chester comes
No
over
one's
and
in
just
trouble.
Hey, baby. How are you?
Oh, you're here to talk about how Azalea should be like.
No.
I'm just death staring at Lottery right now. Just like petting Melly in my hands. Just
Something about that look just makes me think of years ago for some reason. Deja vu. Really weird. But anyway.
Look, everyone, I think we've all made calls that have gone awry for all of us. Okay?
All of us.
Okay, except you, because you're perfect. But every one of us three has made calls that in some way backfired. Let's not be at each other's throats about it. However, there is the fact of the matter that one of us is being more secretive. And it's coming to the point where I think it's no longer even benefiting themselves. So, how about we talk about what is really going on? Because I care more about my crew than I do about the objectives individually.
Fine, I stole your jerky last night.
We'll talk about that later!
It was very good. Whatever secret spice rub you use on a captain, phenomenal.
Oh, I'm so mad that you also took it.
We had a deal.
Listen, I needed it for Chester, and then Lottery saw me do it, so I gave him the bribe of not saying anything.
It's very good.
I'm gonna have to make more. Azalea, I know you want to be secretive. I know it's important to you that it is. But frankly, our goals may be aligned if you just tell us what's going on. It would be better for us, for you. There'll be no more of the secrecy. I don't have to interrogate you every few days. Let's just get it all out there. We're here to help you.
Well, shit.
What?
Azalea's just gonna kind of stand there for a moment. And like, she's gonna like chew on her tongue for a moment. Like, it's very clear that she like has words that she's like both trying to and trying not to say. And then I'm
waiting on the world to change.
I'm scared, okay?
Look, we're all scared here. This little bastard out here's got a god against him. I'm currently got 2 gods against myself, and now my parents. You included. You helped me break the Void Scourge.
Wait. You broke your own ship, and so we have to go put your ship back together?
It was
That's some
going.
bullshit, I tell you what.
We got
I will break
mutinied,
your
okay?
legs.
They wanted
You
to
are
take
afraid.
They want. Don't
Touch
tempt
base on that
Nerium
later.
to break your legs. We broke the Void Scourge because it was going to be taken from us. That is an incredibly powerful ship, as you can all see, as we're all currently benefiting from it. We weren't about to let that go into the hand of mutinous traitors because they wanted a bigger cut of the gold that we were already getting. That's why we broke it. But, all the same, that offended our parents, and now here we are. So what is eating at you? We killed that nightmare guy that was after you, remember?
I didn't know he was after me until we were fighting him.
And look how well it turned out for us. Not only did he die, but you absorbed his power. I think that's a benefit for everybody. We're here to help you, Azalea. The more you tell us, the more we can defend you. The more we can assist you. Lottery told me his whole deal, and I know about his little hiccups. And I'm even trying to help him, even though we're a little bit contentiously friends. No offense, Lottery. I actually quite like you. Just shush.
She's gonna begin this next sentence making eye contact with Nova, and then about halfway through switch over so she's like staring at Nerium as she says it, but she's gonna be like, before I say anything, I need to make it very clear that I have no intention of hurting either of you. Like, she's going to just like trying to like just make eye contact with Miriam to be like, look, I'm saying words and I mean them. Please don't crush me. Are we like alone in the mess? Like, where are we physically?
You were in that kind of feast hall, which is kind of like the most populated area.
Can we redirect this conversation to a smaller room?
Alright, let's go to the chambers.
For a time when we're not supposed to have secrets, we're all being awful secretive about it.
Okay, but we can have secrets amongst ourselves.
I'm just saying, Captain. I'm not saying your holes have plans in it. Your plans have holes in it, but this is some Swiss cheese happening here.
Being a hypocrite is part of being a captain. Now let's go to my chamber so we can keep secrets.
Very do as
down.
I say, not as I do.
I'll be
In
write that
the
down.
Confined, of course, sir. The party finds themselves confined in Nova and Nerium's bed chambers. Pocket dimension.
When I first joined the crew, I told you all that I am
I need to switch the music up.
about 100 years old. And as much as I flex that age, it's incredibly young for a nightmare. I'm at the bottom rung of every ladder I've ever been on. And for the first time in a long time, I had a chance to climb that ladder. And she hesitates for a moment, because she knows the next word that she says may get her punched in the face. By joining this team to protect Nova from the other nightmare factions and to eventually lead him back home.
Back home how?
Plan to be determined.
So you're a bounty hunter?
Why am I important? Something about me being... I'm of the right ilk to be the Lord of Nightmares or something? Is that what this is all about?
You're fated to sit on this throne, and whichever faction gets you there gets the power.
Do I get the power?
I don't know.
There
But I
has
know
been much removed from your memories, Azalea.
I don't know. I have holes in what I remember of my life thus far. When we fought
Which one?
Usvapna, when we fought Usvapna, one of those holes got refilled, but I still have much missing.
That wasn't so bad.
I risked getting punched in the face.
Yeah, and look at that. You're just a bodyguard. Great. See? It's all good. But that nightmare information is troubling.
Most other factions tend to take the slaughter everybody around you and kidnap you route. And
Yeah, good fucking luck.
the faction I'm from is a little more
Subtle?
what's another word for planny?
Scheming?
Deceptive?
Subversive?
Subversive is a better word, yeah. A little
It's a
more
good word, Abby. Good word, Abby.
subversive. Thank you. So yeah.
So instead of coming in and slaughtering everyone, you decided to come on in here. This is from an outside perspective. I'm completely lost here. But how it
Take a
looks
step
like
back
to
as I
me,
realize that this is going poorly already.
you want to subvert the captain to become a figurehead of sorts so that your nightmarish cult can take over the universe. And so you wanted to come in here, make good friends, and then lead the captain to this throne of sorts to be a goat for this nightmare court? Ollie, am I wrong? Did I miss anything?
No, I don't have a fucking
apt
clue.
summary.
Well, I'll say this. I'm all for more power. I will not be a figurehead.
Kiki, thank you for the raid.
In my opinion, I don't fancy people working for other factions within mine own. We work for me, and I take the responsibility that comes with that very heavily. The mistakes we make is the mistakes I make.
I don't make mistakes, but you know.
That's because you're perfect.
But why do you want to work for these nightmares? You've been kicked out from them, and as far as you know, there's nothing to be gained from them.
That's not a question I've ever asked.
I think you should ask it. What do you stand to gain from being allied with them in the first place? I work for a faction.
Also, Azalea, you got a question whether or not you've been kicked out or you've been sent and you don't remember and you don't know for sure.
There's a chance I could get my memories back?
Fellow amnesiac here. Memories are for, what we like to call chumps. I see no reason to pursue an old life. There's one waiting for you ahead of you, always. There's a life ahead of you right now. If this court, this faction, has your memories held hostage, in my opinion, those are adversaries. Manipulative adversaries. Same thing that the goddamn Fae did to me with my name.
I wasn't gonna
They
say
took-
nothing, but
It was a good story, though. Yeah.
How much have you two y'all talked?
I love the idea of like Nerium, Lottery, and Mary, all three of them just yakking.
just yakking over tea.
Just
And they're
going
making
for
new
it.
recipes. They make new recipes, and Nerium is like one of their taste testers. So like,
Nova's brooding up top, so he's not involved.
Chester is wine drunk.
he's just wobbling. He's like upside down.
just the little void drake. Just...
Yeah. For this entire conversation, Melly has been snaked around my neck and my arm, and I've been petting her head this entire time. And I kind of look at her as I say, I've never had to rely on anyone else, so this is new for me.
Hey, that's fair. That's why we get crews. I can't do everything myself. That's why we have the impervious can opener and the recent addition, the one who gets us into trouble. Good trouble, of course. I speak that lovingly.
I
Gotta
feel
know.
like I've actually solved many issues here, but whatever, Captain.
Listen, that's the nicest thing he's ever said to you. This is an improvement.
Oh.
He's not a captain, though, right?
You're not a captain, though, are you? Officially.
And there's the getting us into trouble.
And then like kind of cracks a smirk as like the tension gets kind of cut a little bit.
Now, I will say this. It's been said, and I'll share this brief thought now to you. Three Tongues has a man, one in the head, two in the shoes. One will try to persuade, while the shoes will show proof. So we say to ignore what they say, and instead watch what they do. It's a lot of wonderful talk. But I'd like to see it happen.
Quincy, did you write that?
I did, yes I did.
It's pretty good. I like that.
I'm
Anyway.
Quincy. I'm so fucking cool.
It's like I'm writing a poetry book or something.
Almost. Oh my god.
When did you get so fucking elegant?
I
He's
think
a
you mean
bard.
Prestidigitation. And them
the
gone.
rainbow.
No, but it's eloquent.
I meant elegant. But Quincy, Lottery's right. As far as I can tell, if we are to follow the actions of your former faction, they have taken your memories, sent you on a potentially impossible quest. I know you didn't like Squim, but to me you seem like the Squim of this group, of your faction.
I think it's the worst thing you've ever said to Azalea.
Is it incorrect?
Which one was Squim?
Squim was
Oh,
Matt.
Dankles.
The runt of the litter sent on a quest in order to not get in their way. If they did have some other goal, why would they take your memories? Those seem fundamental to you actually being successful in this plan. They inflicted that scar on you, which took magic, incredibly hard magic to heal.
Technically, that wasn't my faction. That was a rival faction.
These whole factions are messed up.
We're in
Yeah,
the middle of a gang war?
basically.
Kinda.
Not this shit again.
It's been
Nobody
my whole
wins
life,
these.
so.
Nobody wins these. We've been in many pirate skirmishes in the past. There's always some new person tries to rise up, become the leader of the biggest pirate navy in the world. Infighting starts, break up into smaller factions until those factions break up into even smaller ones, and we're back at square one again with some dickhead trying to amass the greatest pirate navy the world's ever seen.
And then we have to make the United Naval Treaty.
The Captains United Naval Treaty, where we all agree that nobody will form a big navy ever again.
Captains United Naval. That's funny. That's funny.
I made them sign it.
I didn't get the joke until just now. I was sitting here going like, why is Quincy saying it slow?
Years, fish.
Offbeat's been doing this with everything.
Why do you think in the Thursday campaign, my mother, who is the head prostitute of a brothel, works at the Western House of Respectable Escorts?
Okay, that one makes sense. This one I wasn't paying enough attention.
There was the sentient sword, Prince
Rigby
Rigby
Charles
Ichabod.
Rigby
Kingsley.
Ichabod Charles Kingsley the Third.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. There's been a lot of them.
And then the West Allied Territories one.
Traders of the West Allied Territories.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Gosh.
Either way, point being, it seems like this Nightmare faction is using you as a pawn in order to get me there, and then they're gonna take all your glory anyway.
Oh.
Yes, Lottery?
If everyone wants to put you, Captain, on this throne, and then they get the power, couldn't we form our own faction and then put you on the throne, and we get the power?
You are so smart, Lottery, and this is why you're here.
I'm going to
Why
facepalm.
not?
You're gonna what?
Look, I'm gonna facepalm and just go. Look, I may be missing huge chunks of my memory, but even I know that that's not how that works.
How do you know? Like, why not? Literally,
How do you
anyone
know?
wants this figurehead, put them on the throne. They get the power, and multiple factions have this. Who says that they can? If we're gonna take on the universe, might as well take on the entire universe while we're at it to get the power what we want.
Exactly. I don't see why this doesn't work.
I mean, if anything, my opinion of Azalea has completely 180'd. Thank you for giving us an opportunity for universal domination.
Also, frankly, I know it's supposed to be we rule the nightmares. There's a political play here. Unite them under a single banner. No more fighting. No more gang wars. No more factions.
Azalea,
A
make
single
a
banner.
history check at disadvantage.
Oh goodness. All right.
Just imagine all those factions following under the mismatched sails.
Listen, I had a say in some of that. You see those cute
Oh,
little
honey, darling,
drawings
don't
in the
tell,
corner?
don't. I like you, don't.
Just puts
was
her
it
arm
history?
on his
So-
head and just like...
I rolled a 6 and a 9, and I've got a whole +0 to history, so that's a 6.
Ooh.
Okay. This to be considered the single most important mission. So sending a bumbling squim likely isn't the case. That was A. B. Something about the faction getting something if they're the one to get the Prince of Nightmares on the throne. Some kind of ability or power or something is given just to that faction. Or accessible just to that faction.
Well, first of all, I'm not a squim. Okay. This was
Observation.
far too important of a mission to be given to a squim.
You say that like it's an insult.
Oh,
like,
you
just
gotta watch the Squib episodes.
say
They're
it
amazing.
with your chest, Azalea.
But I feel like there's a power or something to be gained. I can't remember. I'm
That's
just
already
gonna-
enough. Wait a minute. That to me implies these factions are important magically as well as quite literally factions. That's a lead. That's something we can go off of. We need to learn more about nightmares, clearly. I think we can play this in our favor. Right underneath their noses. Without anyone knowing.
How do you know that I'm not being spied on again like I was before?
Literally cannot within the Phalanx Dreadnought. Hallowed.
She's gonna like relax just a little bit.
If they want to spy on us, they can certainly try. But we can make this play work for us. But we need to figure out more about the nightmares. They've removed your memory intentionally to probably try and avoid us from doing this. But there's a way to get around memory modification.
She kind of hesitates for a moment and then just goes slightly off topic, but it's been bothering me. The situation with Emmis.
Yes, that is going to be addressed. Once we're done coming up with a plan with this nightmare situation, we're going to talk shop on Feywild. And how to deal with what might be currently occurring with Solitos.
Oh no, I was referring to the relationship that her kind has with me.
Yes. That's true. Possession is bad. I think that's a good rule.
That's why I was resisting it the entire time.
Fair enough. I still maintain my stance.
Sure.
If you can find a willing participant, I don't see why not. Got to be some Kalash star who's fucked up enough in the head to want it.
Listen, everyone's got their own kinks, okay?
There's something for everyone.
Thank
There's
you.
got. But we do need to start researching nightmares intently. We need to uncover the factions, what they gain from putting me on a throne, their plans, how to make a faction of our own, and if we can even do it. Because if we can, because the way I see it, if there's a faction war currently going on, within a faction, there's always people who are not as zealous about it. There's people who just do it because they think it's the best way for the faction war to end, right? Mm-hmm. They're only doing it because they think that because it's a means to an end. They care about the end. They don't care about the means. If we can potentially infiltrate nightmares and get support from those individuals, seat me on the throne, we suddenly have the means to control whatever we want. We just need to find those dissenters. But we need to do that first by doing research, and then researching the nightmares, researching the factions. We've got a lot of research ahead of us to do.
Azalea, dear, do you know the name of the factions?
I know the name of my faction. I do know the name of the factions.
Is that information you can privy share?
All right. And she's going to take a step back and just be like, well, to start, you should probably know which faction I'm from. And she'll form into her true form.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone watches as
she'll just like unwind into
she
this
just
weird shape.
uncurls. Like, it's the strangest sensation, you know, one of the just these tendrils of flesh unforming and then twisting together to form a spider-like humanoid, the bottom half spider, top half humanoid, with this big glowing bright swirling white for a face, if I remember correctly.
I'm grabbing the picture right now.
And you can throw that in the Discord. Chat, if you would like to head over to the Discord, we've got visual aids and bingo.
For those who have been here for the long run, Nerium hates spiders. So Nerium immediately jumps up out of the coil.
Nerium! Still down. Stop.
Real low.
The back of like the body gets kind of wispy. It's less like a defined end to the shape as much as it is just like a wispy out. And she kind of does this like dramatic like bow curtsy-ish thing, and then will like wind back up into her humanoid form. And just go, I'm from a faction known as the Hashalak.
Ashalak.
Immediately, I want to cast Legend Lore.
Okay. Okay, give me a second.
What is it?
Give me a second.
Okay, you're good.
Is this a good time to go to break?
Yes. We'll be right back.
The legend lore occurs, and we go break.
the like cloud pans in for the like montage that is the lore.
In the meantime, chat, if you are here and you've only been watching Void Scourge, you're about to see a crack edit of the Windfall Thursday crew. So we'll be right back.
Situation here is: are you trying to kill this man, or are you trying to explain to me?
I'm gonna walk out of here, and you're gonna let me.
Oh,
why do you think we're after you?
I don't know, maybe because you blew up
You're
my
some no-name fucking SoundCloud rapper.
No offense to you, Lil Purple. What you do is your business. Fully willing to just let you go about your day.
You can leave.
We're looking for a guy, and then we're gonna go. That's
Who's
it.
not small or purple.
I don't know who he is yet. Who is
He
man?
knows a little too much.
Okay, how about this?
You sound like the mouse.
I'm gonna take a few steps closer, all right?
Yeah.
He sounds like
He's like the mole.
Godfather mouse.
You disrespected me. You disrespected my grandmama.
Don't do it.
Okay, but I do think that this is not a great place to do negotiating. I mean, death comes for us all one day,
Not
my
me.
friend. Not him, though. But
I could release you from your flesh prison.
Stonk's not the time.
He wants to live forever.
I hate to inform you, Little Purple, but you've accidentally and quite literally backed yourself into a corner. Either we stay here and let you drown, or we get to negotiate on fairer terms.
I'll take that chance. I just need to wait out until backup gets here.
Little Purple, you're running out of friends.
Within spitting distance, maybe.
You're right, this whole voice is just going to hell. He's a mixture of Stonks meets the slug lady from Monsters Incorporated.
Ross. Yeah, that's all I can hear.
Sounds good.
Give and take.
You first.
No.
Okay. Stonks closes the door.
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
We unlock that door again. Well, let me get that for you.
Guys, Lil Purple's a little skittish. We're just gonna negotiate in private for a little bit. Mind we just close this?
Oh, all right. I just push the lever again to shut the door.
All right. Let's talk.
I'm just gonna inform you of my actions real quick, all right? I'm just gonna move forward just to get closer to you, all right?
I understand how magic works. No closer.
He's got you there.
All the best business has danger in it.
Do you make drugs? What do you do?
I work for some very big, scary people. Those big, scary people I'm more afraid of than you. But I do. Oh, he's gone. Until and goes, you run on back to your little lover now. And remember
slowly starts walking towards y'all.
I never want to see your faces again.
I don't have one.
Yeah, he's just a skeleton.
You guys definitely kicked his teeth in.
Dodger's gonna run over to the door to. Oh, is that him? Is that the purple guy?
The one dressed in all purple? Yeah.
He's responsible for all this.
Mm-hmm. Before you
Sniper
go
rifle
crazy,
mode.
wait. I'm now gonna turn to Harem. What's his name? Heron?
Like Heron gone.
I'm sorry, but it's for your own good. And then I'm gonna polymorph him into a tortoise. Hold him gently in my bony arms.
Okay.
I raise my gun to little purple. Who you work for? Crooked fella put you up to this?
He pulls the trigger. Take 25 damage exactly.
My turn. That's 2 crits. I'm not even kidding. 55 damage.
55 damage. You
How's
watch as
he
he
look?
is blown out of his seat.
Dead?
No.
Bloodied?
Can't see him. Dodger was like, nice opener.
Oi! You're dead in there, mate. If you're still alive, grunt in pain.
You're a faint, panicked wheezing.
Oh, we can't have that. And I start trudging towards him.
Dodger, what are you doing?
Put an end to this.
We said we'd give him his life.
Why would you do that for?
We got the hostage. That's what we came here for.
If we let him go, he's just gonna round up more people and do the same thing again.
Yeah, and then we'll come back here and with more force. It's all about lying to each other. We got what we wanted. He got scammed the shit out of, and now we're gonna leave.
Turn back to wheezing little bloody purple. If I ever find out that you're doing this again, it'll be 10 times worse for you. And then I leave.
The heron. Did we find heron?
Holds up turtle.
Made him a turtle.
It's for his safety.
And we're back.
Wow.
So, Azalea shows her true form before sliding back into the humanoid form you see before you now. And at the name of Hashalak, Lottery Faust casts Legend Lore. Bop, bop.
Shoobity-bop.
You. There we go. Hashalak Quarry are lore masters and judges, and are commonly known as dream stealers. In their natural form, Hashalaks are composed of hundreds of translucent tendrils. They can compress and configure these tendrils to form a wide range of simple shapes. A point of blue light suspended within the tendrils serves as the Hashalak sensory organ, which can be moved around to suit the creature's current shape. Hashalak have studied their mortal prey for centuries, inhabiting human bodies as inspired, which is what happens when a Quarry Nightmare and a Kalashtar join. They become an inspired. Has granted the Hashalak a deep understanding of the hedonistic urges of humanity. As a result, they have developed numerous ways to control humanoids through pleasure, even as they have developed a taste for such a thing themselves. Not really applicable in this situation, but they are the learned of the Dalcor. Hashalak Quarry are the lore masters. Even those Hashalaks who don't make use of inspired vessels dedicate themselves to studying various planes, and they are among the few Quarry castes whose members understand the ways of magic. In Dalcord, the Hashalak Quarry are typically found as advisors of Kalarak. They also serve as judges, policing the quarry and ensuring that the rivalries of the Tuscora never threaten the greater plans of the Dreaming Dark. Dalcor is the plane of dreams and is currently dominated by a dark power known as the Ilash Tavar. This is new information for Lottery, and new information for Azalea, technically. But as we know, Ilashvatar might be Nova.
So you're a captain and a nightmare now? Or the leader of nightmares?
Captain and the prince, it seems.
Your title would technically be the Dreaming Dark.
Big double D.
I'm not against that one.
But nothing there says that we can't bring you back and get the reward of power ourselves.
Nothing does, but it also nothing says that that's not how it works, you know.
That's very true.
We need to... But that's good information. I'm technically already the ruler by those... for that information.
You have the potential to be manifest as the Dreaming Dark, but until you sit your butt cheeks down in the chair and with the intent of turning, if you will, you will then become the Dreaming Dark.
Thank you, Obi.
So the goal is to make me a nightmare.
Yeah, let's not do that. You're already enough of a nightmare.
Funny. I think what we can do... We need to figure out this throne. We need to look into this entity. There might be a way to change management. Something more akin to what we want.
So what side quest do we do first? Solitos? Feywild? Brone?
Solitos and the Feywild, I think, is the most pressing. We're going to need a mighty vessel if we want to take on the nightmares, and I see no ship better to it than the Void Scourge.
And for all they know, that Azalea is just on a longer quest to bring you back, if that is what they still presume that
exactly.
they are doing.
They are the ones who took Azalea's memories. As far as I'm concerned, this is just bad planning. It took them a while to even figure out what they were doing. They just showed up.
You wouldn't believe there's this cult who does that to their younglings all the time. It's because like two sister goddesses are fighting each other. They take their memories away. The worst cult you've ever seen. They have no idea what to do.
It's a dumb cult. My cult is just you become a member of my crew, and it's vague as shit. But at least with crew.
There's not dental, but there's like a citrus plan, you know, so you don't get scurvy.
Nelly figured out citrus first when she realized pirates were going to be on the ship.
We also know the Gloaming Court and the Sealy Hearts have information about the Shadowfell, which has information on the nightmares. It's where I reimagined myself, of sorts. There's information that we can get if we can play the Feywild correctly. We can get out of this richer than we ever could have started, but that's going to require some careful planning, and we're probably going to land up somewhere in the middle. Law of averages or something like that. Our prime objective, I think, in the Feywild needs to be, first of all, we know they have more pieces of the Void Scourge. You don't use that as a bargaining chip unless you have more. You wouldn't give that away. That's your leverage, right? They wouldn't go all in on some vague plan to capture an air temple unless, of course, there's a bigger plan with more pieces involved. So, the Sealy Heart has more pieces of the Void Scourge. Which means they lied to us when we asked them about it in the first place. But they're allowed to do that because we're the Fae. Fuck you. But...
Melly goes...
We know it was done by the Lady of the Sealy Heart, who is by far very much the main threat in this whole situation. What was her name? Looking at the sheet.
Lady Lemarie.
Lemarie Heart.
Nice, thank you for the raid.
Lemarie Heart is by far the most scheming and conniving of the lot. Nasura Heart is something of a figurehead, as far as I can tell. Still has power, still has agency, but Lemarie is the one making all of the plays when we last saw them. They tried to get us to start a war last time on their behalf by framing the Gloaming Court for
Shadowfell.
For the Shadowfell situation. Fuck the
Shadowfell.
Shadowfell.
And the Gloaming Court is not in the Shadowfell. They're just in the dark side of the Feywild, if you will.
So the Sealy Heart is currently got everything that we want. They somehow manipulated the nightmares. They somehow manipulated the Shadowfell. They somehow manipulated us, and they have the Void Scourge pieces. I say, we need to plan this. We need to be ready to provide something to them. Something that they want. We know they want a war. We have no clue why. They want a war. And at this point...
start another one.
There's always a way to start shit and get away without being in the middle of it. If it's a war they want, I say we give it to them. We provide them with information on loose terms. Say we can start the war for them. We go cut a second deal with the Gloaming Court. Inform them of this. And then all of a sudden the Gloaming Court goes and fights the Sealy Heart. Unprovoked, war has begun. And we are just messengers. We get that information. We get the Void Scourge pieces. And maybe we can steal something on our way out from the Shadowfell. Or something along that lines. That's of course the initial plan.
I lost count after like 17 to 18 missing variables of where this could go. Absolutely bullshit. But
that's how you know it's a good plan.
And I'm the one who gets us in trouble.
I take the responsibility.
There's a lot of deflection in this crew. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you for the resub, Tanner. Appreciate you.
I make excellent plans, and you get us into delightful, whimsical trouble.
Delightful whimsical trouble. I will remember that, and I will be asking for you to recall said quote.
Jump cut
when
to
I do
everyone
that
in
again.
chains. Delightful whimsical trouble, you said. Bailey, thank you for the follow.
Just, I don't think I've ever agreed with the words delightful and whimsical being used as adverbs on the word trouble.
I've never gotten us in any kind of trouble, so.
Yes, Nerium, you're perfect. We understand. Either way, we need to find it. The vague terms of the plan is this: we need to be able to get we need to get the things we want from the Sealy Heart. They're not going to do that unless we offer them something in return. We know already one thing that they want, which is a war. How can we use those variables in order to our advantage?
Petting Chester. She's like, I'm not the one that comes up with these plans. You tell me what to do and it happens.
I mostly just listen to other people.
So this is how the captain just does whatever the frick he wants.
Yeah.
Understood. He just comes up with these ideas, and you're like, "Yep, that seems fine."
Yeah.
I don't want to think of a better one.
I will
so.
say, there has been some character growth in that he understands that likely he will have to pivot those plans and throw them out entirely halfway through.
But from Lottery's perspective, it's like, do you have an idea? Do you have an idea? No, that seems fine.
Valid.
Well, Mr.
Valid.
Mr. Critical, do you have an idea?
No, I was just hoping that they would, so I could say like, "Go ahead."
All right, so we're going with my plan.
Captain! Stands on top of his chair. I am the captain!
I do think we need more information. Let's go talk to Wizen. They're affiliated with we have allies. We have the Adeline Circle. We shouldn't trust Solitas entirely. They are affiliated with the Sealy Heart. Let's go talk Wizen. Wizen doesn't really care about the political side of the Fae realm, more about the spiritual side. So we can maybe get solid information from him about what we should do in this scenario, and perhaps understandings of how he can manipulate this.
Moving through the
Maybe he can
ship.
point us to a lawyer.
Moving.
Before
Oh god,
we-
a Fae lawyer would be insane.
Before we like leave this room, kind of as we're pointing ourselves outwards, I'm gonna set Melly on the ground. She's gonna catify, and then walk a couple feet to her right where I have druid crafted an azalea out of the ground. She's gonna pick it and bring it over to Miriam as I just kind of walk out the door.
Pick a what?
A flower.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an azalea.
I mean, a
Okay.
deadly flower, but you know.
I mean, it's only
Miriam's
deadly
It's
if
about
you
the
eat it.
vibes. It's
Don't
about the
eat
vibes. Aesthetic on
Miriam's
point.
named after a poisonous flower, too.
Oh, true.
She knows. Just flex it in her hair, one of her, like, puff buttons.
Moving down the shipway, you open the door of your rooms, and no longer in the pocket dimension, you can hear the whole ship creaking and moving about and preparing. You get word as you're moving through the ship that we'll be ready to go in about an hour. Getting to Wizen's door, it is closed. After a knock, the door opens, and a gorilla has opened the door.
Is
and
it
looks at you.
Wizen? Wizen, is this you or is this one of your friends?
Friend?
Oh, hello, Wizen. Okay, could we need to talk about. We need some help. Very, very, very big help.
Ushers everyone inside, closes the door. And then begrudgingly wild shapes.
Hello, Wizen. We have some unfortunate news, Wizen. We have come to the understanding that the Sealy Heart has several pieces of the Void Scourge in their collection of things and menagerie of items. When we asked them if they had any last time, they said no, they didn't, and that they didn't know of any other pieces either. Meaning they were lying.
Well, the sealer, the Valiant Court is not known for their straightforwardness. This is to be sure.
We are currently. I need those pieces.
Yes, I agree. I understand completely.
We need those pieces.
You're asking for you are picking a fight, Nova. You are picking a fight with very powerful people, and more importantly, if they were to be missing, they would throw quite the conundrum within the Feywild as a whole. Have you thought about that, boyo? And he boops you on the nose with his pipe.
I'm not trying to kill them or steal them.
It usually works out that way, though.
Yes, usually we do end up having to steal shit to get our way, but
you want to be smart about it. I like it. I like what you're thinking. This is good.
I'm trying to
thinking at all. It's very good.
I'm trying to grow.
You're doing well, son.
We have a few things as well. Azalea, do you mind if I share your secrets with Wyzen? He's trustworthy.
I'm so trustworthy.
The only people he likes are bees. Who's he gonna tell?
He is a member of the
fair.
Adeline Court.
Fine.
Of the Adeline Circle.
As you
Fine.
know, Azalea's a nightmare.
Yes. Which reminds me, I had a really fucked up dream the other day. He gets like under your nose. this ancient, decrepit human who, well, let's be honest, wild shapes so that he doesn't have to deal with the back pain. Just
Not every bad dream is my fault.
But how should we know? The conundrum, don't you see?
Wyzen.
He makes a good point. I'm just saying, he makes a good point.
I'm certain that you'll know when it's their fault, okay? It's probably really fucked up. Either way, we now have gotten information about the faction that they used to belong to. They have defected and are now on our side.
Azalea was a little bit ashamed because she's still like.
You see Wyzen process this and get a little more guarded. Go on.
We need information. We need to know what this Throne of Nightmares is. We need to know why the Nightmare factions are interested in it, and if it's possible to use it to our advantage.
Let's recap. We went to the Valiant Court. They tried to get us after the Gloaming Court, but discovered there was Shadowfell shenanigans afoot. Yes, and then when we went there, we found out that the beholder running that one city, was allied from Dream Space.
But who was he allied with?
We don't fucking know that.
Exactly, he's dead.
That's true. You absolutely obliterated an entire city. I've been trying not to think about it.
This was before I joined, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
You're like, I have no memory of this.
Yeah, no, I was just double checking. Cool.
In my defense, they imprisoned my brother, who's a dragon.
Oh,
You have a strange family tree.
My point in wonder is, do they have connections
Exactly.
with the nightmares? And asking around about the nightmares might tip them off.
Would a visual cue help your memory?
No. He's telling us that if we ask them about the nightmares, they'll know that we're onto them.
All right.
We gotta come at it all sideways, like.
This is why we came to you. We want help. We need to figure out how to get everything we want with as little problems as possible.
The Adeline Circle might be who you need. As you know, I am a member of the Adeline Circle, as is Solitas, and they made this ship we ride on and all that good shit, but they love the astral current. Pretty sure that the nightmare folk, no offense, miss, would be detrimental to the astral current of souls. Yes?
So we leverage that if they help us, we are a better outcome.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a member, as you know. And we do not swear fealty or answer to any of the courts.
What about Solitos?
That's tricky. He does have to swear fealty as a Lord of the Rivers to the Vayant Court.
Alright. I think then we gotta talk to the Adeline Circle. Ask for any assistance they can provide. That
We
leaves the
should,
Voids-
amongst the Vayant Court, be able to find Halloween and Whitaker. We can speak to them there. Two birds.
Okay. That's a good idea, and... Do you think there's a... Now, this was my first idea. Not my best one. It's just the first one. Is there a way that we can
Or the
give the
second.
Sealy Heart what they want? That war with the Gloaming Court? And then they give us the pieces? While screwing them in the end as well?
The captain wants his cake and eat it too.
We don't need to necessarily speak to them, although we maybe should. But we should get boots on the ground in that city and feel it out from there. Yes.
And by that,
Solitas.
salt we need. And the goblins.
Goblin! Oh, they can't hear me in here.
Alright. Plan of attack then is we need information. We don't have enough to formulate a good plan. We do, however, need information on the nightmares. So we're gonna go talk to the Adeline Circle, and we'll get boots on the ground about the current political situation of the Feywild, see if we can manipulate that to our advantage to get my bloody pieces of the Void Scourge so we can get out.
Lottery
My
holders.
piece is our home.
He crawls up a tree in gorilla form. But over his shoulder before he does, I'm listening! And he comes back with just this big slice of honeycomb.
Okay.
Oh, Melly's on the ground going,
Any objections to the plan?
Quincy getting a pipe.
Nice.
I did not realize that that was a set back there. I thought it was a backdrop.
Oh yeah, it's a whole. It's
He
the
does
set he
his
films on.
videos. Yeah.
Now I see it. Now I see it set. Where I was like, oh, that's just like a nice warm background. That room
There
is...
we go. Hey.
Quincy, I was just saying, that room that you're in is so much bigger than I thought it was. And you just went back there, and I'm like, how did he walk into the landscape?
My green screen is.
The green screen's really
It's
It's one
good.
of those 3D green screens
Yeah,
that makes
I thought it was a
redundant.
green screen. That's what I was confused.
the Quincy's just like pre-filmed
All
walking
my-
into the background.
Just Quincy's like, let me
Steven,
get my
CGI
enthusiast.
enthusiast.
Babe, don't you have a pipe?
No, I have a cigar.
Oh. Could've
I
sworn
see
had a
you.
pipe.
I have a candle.
Is it orange?
Yes.
Yes. So
We all take out our cigars.
we all just got so.
Rash, quiet.
Indubitably that. We should go there. Learn what we can. And whilst at some point making ourselves known to them, we should just look at the city, learn it, stake it out. Because one way or another, we're getting those pieces of the Void Scourge.
We
One way or
are.
another, we always do.
And maybe we should say hello first. Isn't that the least suspicious thing to do?
Yes, that is the least suspicious thing to do. But it also definitely puts us on their radar.
You just gotta be careful and sneaky.
The risk of being sneaky is that we have to assume they're going to find us.
That's true.
There's no way we're not, and I personally would rather they know we're there but be on polite terms than us be there, them find us, and then we have to explain ourselves. Because we can't lie. If we say that our quest for the Void Scourge has brought us back to the Sealy Heart, old allies, that's not incorrect information. That's 100% truthful. And then we can stay in their city for a bit, scope things out. And then by the time that they start questioning why we're there for right through and proper, we will already have a plan.
We need a reason to stay there for a bit of time.
We're studying lore of the Feywild and its connections to the various realms. We are looking for... We can't lie.
I don't know if it helps, but my the form that I am currently taking is a conscious choice. So if it would be helpful for me to become somebody else.
Let's see it.
Let's see it.
I'm going to unwind into me, like true me, before I wind back into like Emis.
Okay.
That's better.
Well, I've seen freakier shit in the Feywild. It just comes down to if anyone actually knows the gravity of a nightmare walking amongst them.
Dale, that could be a reason. They didn't meet Azalea. They don't know, well, necessarily. We could simply be there
That's
and go
true.
in. They don't. We go there. We say that we came here because last time we were here we found nightmare shit, and the previous time we were there we found nightmare shit with Solitos. So we brought her back because we're studying the nightmares to figure out what they want with me, what they want with me, not what Azalea wants. Correct?
Which is technically not a lie.
Which is not a lie at all.
I'm gonna twist back into me, normally. Like humanoid me. I mean, it's still uncomfortable, but you know.
Liza, you also see the many holes in the Captain's plan, right?
Oh, you're new, man, and it's showing. You're new and it's showing. The plan, here's the thing.
Your
Here's what
weed's
he's
weak.
actually doing. Getting us there and keeping morale up. And he's an expert at pivoting on the spot. There is no plan, boyo.
Okay, as long as we agree on that.
Listen, if our plan doesn't look like Swiss cheese, I'm a little more concerned about it.
Yeah, the more airtight your plan is, usually the more fucked up you're going to get while pursuing it.
Because the holes are there, but we just don't know about them.
There's always holes.
Which,
The more holes
to
you-
that point, Lottery
Can
Faust,
we not talk about
you
holes
made a
anymore?
great point. What are some of the holes you see in this plan? That would be good to think of.
The fact that Captain has to go in under the guise with a lie of, or a half-truth, depending on how you look at it, into the Feywild. Amphibian is not allowed, or very looked down upon. I think that if we can do this, but also blackmail them into doing things for us, would be better.
That
What
would be
do people in the Feywild want so much that they would say the two sacred words you're not allowed to say in the Feywild in response to me?
I see. Well,
How does we make a Feywild say thank you?
we boil the Fey down into roughly 3 categories. One.
Oh, I thought you meant realistic, literally. Okay.
No, goodness gracious. It just
Boil them down
just
to a
becomes
simmer, and then you add some
no,
flour to
actually
make it
someone did this and you eventually become sap. Anyway.
The fundamental material of Fae is sap.
Okay, it was just fairies, but sap. So 3 types of Fae out there. 2 we need to worry about in this context. The third being just their weird and wild, crazy fuck shit. And there's no making sense of them. The other 2 either want vast, abstract, cosmic answers and creations and philosophical enlightenment, or they want carnal pleasures. They want to be eating good. They want to be sleeping comfortably. And they
Lottery,
want
show
to
them some leg and see
bask
what
in that
happens.
fact.
I'll be making note of that.
There's also, of course, the politicians who want power.
That would fall into the former category, yes.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I can give wishes.
Man craves power, and often when they become very powerful, don't know how to stop. The Fae are not so impaired. You're looking at it like, oh, I'll grant wishes. They have what they want. They bask in it. So maybe it's taking something away from them.
They got any kids?
That's fucked up.
They would say thank you.
I don't think so.
We're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna tell them to pet Chester or something.
There's something we could do. It would immediately paint a target on our backs, acknowledging the holes already. But we know something that no one else knows. We covered it up for them by removing it from the map. The Sealy Heart was trying to instigate war with the Gloaming Court via pinning a Shadowfell attack on them.
That's just believable, though. All the courts distrust each other.
But what I'm saying is, we go to the Sealy Heart, we say, congratulations, we covered that up for you. And with the implication that we will let the information slip unless they provide us with what we want.
I don't think there's much risk involved if the information slips. Everyone's going to be like, yeah, that's par for the course.
That tracks.
But I like where your head's at. We should get there and feel it out from there.
Alright. Let's get there. We do need an alibi. We are here. The alibi is the truth. We are there because we are still following the quest of the Void Scourge, and it has taken us there, as well as we have recently found a friendly nightmare and are looking to investigate in places that seemed to have connections in the past.
There's certainly an onion to peel there. This cult invading Avedon's temple. Vanadon, damn it. Vanadon's temple and destroying it successfully, we know that. There's certainly something we can look into, all circumspect like.
That's how we found La Marie, but true. Cult shit.
Cult shit.
Cult shit.
Lottery!
Oh,
Like
are you
shark bait.
embedded in any cult shit?
If I was, I wouldn't tell you.
We should talk later.
Oh, and I'm the weird one for keeping secrets.
Your cards are on the table now.
No,
She's
Celia,
mad about it.
we trust you now. Your cards are on the table.
She's death glaring at you right now.
My
She's
cards are
mad
in
about
that
it.
I take a very proud puff of my cigar. Alright. Well, once we get there, we can figure it out. But that's our alibi. I say we go meet them first. We let them know we're in the town for a bit, investigating and studying. So we have a reason to be there for a while. We bring the goblins so that they can run in investigations externally. And then we just don't tell them anything until we have what we need. We're looking for a silver bullet. Some type of connection between cult shit, the Void Scourge, and
the Sealer Heart.
And Sealer Heart. Well, thank you, Eisen. This has been a very successful tactical meeting.
You'll want me to accompany you so I can make introductions into the Adeline Court.
Oh, of course. You just seemed to be in a gorilla when we arrived. I didn't want to interrupt your monkey business.
You don't know what the fuck I'm up to. I could be up to some wild shit, bro.
That's precisely why I maybe don't want to get involved.
Wild shit. His breath smells like pomegranate. Like overwhelming pomegranate.
Eating honey is not wild shit.
It's the wildest shit, but I digress.
Whatever.
All right, so if there is naught else ought to do, the party, after about an hour of preparation, and you have gotten a long rest, by the way, sets sail. There's some conversation that is had with Dallin, and a little bit of conversation with the navigator, the Phalanx themselves, the ghost Spriggan, who also is Fey and undead. And after consulting with Wizen again, the nearest permanent storm in the Feywild is targeted, is bared upon. The captain of the ship, Captain Teufel, being the one to cast the order as the sails are bound to his ship. You watch with bated breath as the storm cloud sails that have been kind of drifting behind pull forward and encompass around the ship until there is naught but gray and lightning strikes and darkness. And then you watch as the lightning strikes all freeze every time. One cracks, freezes, one cracks, freezes, until it begins to form this beautiful, glowing, bright sigil. There has not been any thunder yet. And as the captain throws the order, the Phalanx Spriggan forms the same symbol. And this all-encompassing clap of thunder rumbles, and the strangeness of it is emphasized by how the reverb changes. You go from this elemental plane of air, this beautiful open area with nothing to echo back to suddenly roiling ocean sounds, and the boat sways all of a sudden as it empties itself into the open ocean. But it is, as the storm immediately abates around the ship, the blackest of night. Setting course, as you are now in the Feywild, the ship begins to catch a wind and sail easterly, dayward.
Nova and Asim are gonna go and sit on the deck of the ship.
Still storming.
Is this storm an issue for us?
No, we've handled astral storms harder than this. The ship can submerge if need be. I don't think we're gonna have any problems.
Alright, I trust. I'm just gonna stay out here though, in case. We've been ambushed by like too many dragons. That's fair.
A few hours pass. No, I'm sorry. A few minutes pass. And the churning ocean water below begins to take on a fluorescent iridescence. As all of these small, tiny creatures that glow greens and purples and oranges begin swarming under the ship. A lot of the crew are like looking at them, and you hear a few people mention, "Oh, it's a good omen," and then there's more of them, and more of them, and more of them.
There's always something.
An entity claps together as the fluorescent shape as a whole suddenly forms into the shoulders and body of a enormous entity. The clouds coming down to touch the ocean floor, the ocean surface, to form the head within the clouds. Lightning antlers streak outwards, and a very similar entity appears before you. The last time you saw an entity like this was when you first traveled and met that giant deer-headed keeper. This is likely related in some way.
Hello!
I'm gonna.
Wizen!
I'm gonna throw Melly into the water. And Melly's
Melly doesn't want to go in the water.
Melly as an
want to go in the
octopus.
water.
Melly in octopus form in the water.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna look through Melly's eyes.
Okay, into the water, and Melly goes. Has to
On
obey
an
your
underwater
commands.
view, fam.
From an underwater view, you can see the seemingly endless body of this creature, of this entity, as it plummets down into the depths of the black ocean until it fades away. But you do get the additional information that this form, which is actually a bunch of little things, kind of like a swarm, just has kind of a grip on the bottom of the boat.
I snap back into my eyes and yell this information out, and I will yell it again when Nova is back at his computer.
Lottery, what's your reaction? Miriam, what's your reaction?
To seeing the storm?
Seeing the entity.
Oh, just
Like, it's like, well, there's a variable we haven't considered. One.
You're just gonna keep it talent works.
Just be like, this is Captain's idea. One.
Captain Teufel up on the up by the thing goes, just logs that information away. Captain Teufel will remember this.
Teufel's confused.
Wizen quickly shuffles out onto the front of the prow and goes,
Huh?
Wizen attempts to. We can't
hear you, man.
I'm listening.
The thing is grabbed the bottom of the boat.
Wizen.
We're having a great time, guys.
Wizen falters as the entity, this keeper, responds. Wizen looks over his shoulder and says, Is there a gift of some kind we could give unto this entity in trade for appearing when we were not known to be coming?
Buddy, what's the issue?
Do you remember the last time you came to the Feywild and there was this monolithic deer-headed entity?
You gave him a gun.
Opened a mountain. Yeah, you gave him a gun. Yeah, another one of these is here and has a grip on the bottom of the ship. The shoulders down is the fluorescent fish swarm, and then the head is storm cloud with antlers that are lightning.
Okay, so we just need to give it something, right? Just give it some honey, like you did with the other one.
I don't think this one eats honey.
Are any of those items we got ones we don't care about that we could give it?
How intelligent are these creatures?
Vastly.
Oh, never mind
but
then.
Not like humans.
Oh.
I mean,
what do
I
they
don't
want?
really-
What do they want normally?
A
That's why we
gargoyle
need
is
the
happy to
rod.
stop and stare at nothing for years on end. It's kind of hard to explain what an entity this vast would want.
What do you want?
You hear the timbers kind of creak.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast comprehend languages.
Okay.
What you
Okay.
want?
Uh-oh. I didn't plan to speak.
What do you mean I have to say words?
What if it's not a language? It's not considered a language. It's
Just
just
been. Oh, I've just been fucking with you guys the whole time. I've just been going like, "Rah."
I understand the literal meaning of any spoken language I hear.
I want the return of the moon. I want days to end. The reconvergence of all that I hold close to mine heart. I want to know why this flotsam has arrived in mine breast.
Would you settle for a very lifelike replica of the moon?
What did it say?
It says it wants the moon and wants to know why we're up in its business.
The moon is dead.
What if I had a piece of it?
This seems to... Oh. An interesting concept. Roll persuasion.
10 plus 16, 26.
It looms down. Bits of the lightning crackling around the ship. Empty holes in the clouds for where its eyes shift and study you.
So as he kind of leans in, you see Lottery go ahead and pull out this card. And they start to swirl and whirl and spin and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm going to do performance of creation and create a huge size chunk of a moon. It's not magical, but I create this huge chunk of like moon rock. And then I want to cast on top of it, if I can, I want to cast distort value on it. And it just looks
On
gorgeous.
it or the entity?
No, on the moon piece.
Interesting. Okay.
I want to distort the value on it. And like it just adds a flourish and shine and sheen to it that seems unnatural but still very much part of it. Yes.
Fascinating.
I give you the moon!
holy fuck.
Where have you been? And as the hand releases on the ship, it goes to rise up and grab the moon, becoming cloud as it hits the barrier of the water. And you watch as it lovingly takes this moon. And as the fist holds it from the wrist down, it begins to dissipate. Until there is only the lightning antlers left. The fluorescence below becomes more natural. And then disappear. The lightning strikes the water. And shifts it. Almost Moses-like, there's a parting and a surge of current behind the ship as it is jettisoned out of the permanent residing storm. You're still in night.
Miriam pats Lottery's head. Good job, King.
Lottery. 1.
Remind me to contact you next time we need to do a Ponzi scheme.
I've done those for years.
Does that moon remain, or does it eventually...
it lasts for 6 hours.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
That
We
is the
cannot
caveat.
leave this. We cannot leave this way, and we
Yeah,
can never come here again.
Lottery says, just don't use this door. However we got hit, we just cannot use this door again.
Wait, why not?
The moon lasts. It lasts a long time, pretty above average, if I might say, but only 6 hours.
I feel like the average moon lasts a lot longer than 6 hours.
You
I mean, have you
the
seen
gall
some?
to say my plans have holes?
You hear a weak sob, and you guys turn and see Wizen. That was beautiful.
See, this is the
was
whimsical and
poetic.
fanciful.
Not the beard.
Thank
God,
you,
we
Wizen.
missed the moon.
Yes.
No way to bring it back. Can we wish the moon back?
I mean, I could do that, but I didn't know it was a real thing.
Unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Why not?
Oh, it's a long and complicated tale.
Okay, well, we don't have time for that.
Touched
Wizen.
my heart this day, Lottery.
Enough to
That makes one of us.
Let's hope the lightning. Let's hope the lightning man also appreciates it when his piece of the moon disappears.
Well, maybe we can just blame it on the fact that he handled it too roughly.
You
I
wanna
don't
lie
want
to
to
him?
blame the giant lightning goat for anything ever.
I'm sorry.
That's Wizen's back.
I need to
It's
go
okay.
compose myself. And he leaves.
Hey, I solved, as far as I'm concerned, I've solved one problem. Temporarily, I might add, but it is solved.
I'm just saying. Look, you may make fun of my plans, but we are Swiss cheese brothers to the end. it seems.
On that, we can agree.
We will find another store to be able to transition. Sorry. In order to transport ourselves out of here, says Captain Teufel.
Okay. Well, onward and onward, I guess.
Alright, the party gets a long rest, but everyone roll me a D100.
No.
Oh, poop.
Not you.
71.
31.
Sorry, what are we rolling?
D100.
100.
Okay.
With
I got a
Fef,
half of
usually
my
lower
D100.
is better, so my
I'm-
71 is making me nervous.
I'm rolling the melee dice. Oh no.
Trying to find my other
Oh no.
part of the D1. What did you roll?
86.
86. Why
Nice.
do you? We're about to be 86. Is what
Look,
I'm fucking.
I love that every time I want these dice to roll low, they're like, actually no. You know, we've been shitting on you since the beginning. What if right now we do great?
You're welcome, by the way.
I got a 40 even.
Hey, but
Yeah.
2 below average, 2 above average. It's slightly higher than average. We're
Something.
slightly higher than average.
No,
Give
no.
us a slightly higher than average encounter. As I bargain for as I plead for my life.
Mercy, my
Mathematics.
lord. Mercy.
Look,
That's so nice. I don't even need a new feet. I'm fine.
Y'all.
Also, I see that chat is very concerned about Melly's well-being, even though she's off the ship. Melly is basically an extension of Azalea in that like she's summoned through her wild shapes. So Melly is fine. Melly is chilling.
Especially
Melly is
with a
sleeping in
40.
cat form on the bed while we
Or
long
no.
rest.
As far as we
86. Okay.
Look, present tense Melly is fine.
Melly's also a familiar, right?
Yeah.
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 They can be resummoned eternally.
Yeah, and she's cast through my wild shape, which I have as many as I want of. So
Bad.
Nice.
that's why she can like constantly change shape and shit, because I'm basically recasting her a bunch.
Got you.
Yeah.
So, Fef, what did you decide? I don't like that.
But nice knowing y'all. Great campaign. Really had a fun
6
time
hours.
this session. Goodbye.
6 hours it lasts.
There is an interesting moment where the water the surface tension of the water suddenly becomes the enemy.
Oh no.
What does that mean? It means the ships begins to be pulled underwater, and some alarms go off, and the party is roused halfway through their sleep to a lot of goblins like looking out the windows nervously and stuff like that. As the party gets up to the captain's navigational quarters, you've arrived just in time for the Ghost Brigand to say, "We've got plenty of oxygen. We will survive this. If there's any more complications, we won't." He turns to the party. "Look into this."
All right. Come on, everyone. Let's earn our keep.
What?
We
What
have
happened?
we have to earn our keep. We're underwater, but we shouldn't be.
Again?
If this was regular water, I could just cast control water, and then we can figure shit out from there. But I don't think this is the regular water, so let's figure out what water this is. I'm gonna go and look out of the area.
Okay.
Look out to the
You
seas.
go up to one of the bay windows, and you've gotten a lot closer to dayward. And so you're getting a lot of these kind of golden hues through the shallow, through the first couple feet of water. And in those reflections, make a perception check. In those god rays, if you will.
7.
It seemed your perception of these light rays through the water are shifting unnaturally.
I don't know what the fuck this is, but there's something weird about the water.
As you're
should I
standing
take
there
a closer
watching,
look?
sure.
Recognize the
As
bodies in the water.
Nova, as you say this, the giant bay window that can withstand space cracks.
I'm going to immediately cast water breathing on the 4 of us,
Okay.
as well as Chester,
Okay.
Captain Teufel, and hold on, that's 4 of us, Chester, Captain Teufel, and hey Nova, what are 4 other people that if everyone else on the ship died, you'd need alive to rescue everybody?
Task.
Is Task willing?
Yes.
Okay.
Congratulations. We are forcing him.
Yeah, okay.
Willing.
Jack, the Warforged, doesn't need to breathe, neither does Mary.
Okay. So with 3 other people that you need to breathe.
Neither does the Ghost Brigand, who navigates. Or Dallin, the light being.
We would probably need...
Your sim?
My sim doesn't need to breathe. Actually, instead of casting it on me, cast it on my sim because I have wave and have a cap of water breathing.
Okay,
'Cause I've
okay.
got
Well
the
then we still have 3 people left then.
There's
Okay.
Wizen, who can wild shape Coax,
Wizen.
maybe?
Coax, okay.
Coax, yeah, Coax.
Coax. And then
I think all we've got left are people that we like, so let's get Iman.
Iman and
Ace doesn't need to breathe. Renekton breathes water.
Yeah, Renekton can breathe underwater, so he's fine.
Head Goblin guy?
That's
Coax is
Coax.
the head goblin.
That's Coax. Okay,
Let me
never
pull
mind.
up
The tiniest goblin that's already died once.
Croylix,
let's see.
the first mate. I'm in task. Ronnie the Bard.
What level spellcaster is he?
Ronnie?
Yeah.
Goes by she, her.
Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at the list you last sent us. The pronouns were wrong, sorry.
Oh, I got that mixed up. Maybe. She is... Damn it. Now I'm confused. I mixed myself up.
I think
it is
she's been going by she, her. I think it's been going by she, her this entire campaign.
Okay,
I think
she,
you
her.
just but I think you just had a mind slip in writing up the list because you wrote 7 names all in a row.
Valid. She is a level 6 bard.
Not useful in revivification.
I'm kind of thinking like who could actually be helpful in the case that we are limited down to just these 10 peeps.
Yeah,
Right.
I think we're actually.
And Corlix. Okay, cool. There's the 10. So I'm gonna cast that. So we got yeah. So those peeps. And then I'm going to throw Melly again into the water.
Opening a door at this time would be risky.
I lied. I'm not throwing Melly into. Whoa, no, I am throwing Melly into the water. By summoning her as an octopus, and then using one of my feats. I can. Where is this thing? I can do a thing. Where is it? Come on. I can teleport up to 60 feet, or I can use my action to teleport one willing creature I touch up to 30 feet, or to an unoccupied space I can see. So I'm going to touch Melly, and Melly's gonna bamf into the water.
Melly bamfs into the water and then is immediately squished into like the slime Nickelodeon logo against the window and looks very surprised.
Oh.
Oh.
no.
Okay.
I will say, with the now useful outline of slime, you can see a massive eye made of water pressed up against the bay window.
So is it water that we're in?
It is
We're in a
likely
monster.
a water elemental, a very large one.
We're in a monster. He's
Captain
eating us.
2.
Okay, we're in a giant elemental. Could I make an Arcana check to figure out if control water would have an effect on this thing in any way?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, if we have like 10 minutes, then I would have liked to ritual cast water breathing, but if it looks like it's like a very much now thing, then I'll spend the spell slot.
I think the crack is a now
Okay,
thing.
okay, there's my spell slot.
32.
But I do like the idea of that being a conversation. Would you say we got like 10 minutes? Crack gets bigger. I don't think we've got like 10 minutes. You're right.
That is a 32.
32.
On the Arcana check.
Yes, there are many detailed accounts of abusing this mechanic of throughout Kjol, using the water elementals who, from your home pane, tend to be boiling.
All right. Sim, this is all you. Everybody stand back and let's see what happens. He's going to cast Control Water. Well, the black hole of the eye is going to stand out before him, which is the spellcasting focus, and with a twist and a shape and an expanding of the hole. Basically, he's going to exert his control via gravity and other magics of 100 feet on a side, all of the water.
Ooh. Nice.
So I have a 100-foot cube of water that is now at my command.
Okay.
I can choose to raise and lower its level. If the large body, I can create 20-foot tall waves. I can capsize vehicles. I can part the water. I can redirect the flow.
Can we use it to bring the ship back up?
With redirect flow, yes, I can. And with continuous elevations, using 20-foot increments, I can stairway us up.
You take a hold and you push, and that push alone is going to like aggressively buoyant levels of bounce. The ship is going to surge back upwards and even make a little air as it breaches from the water, and you watch as various little bits of water are trying to move upwards and climb and grab onto the sides of the ship, and they're just not moving anywhere.
Once we're out of that 100-foot cube, I am then going to use this one of the other functions of it, and I'm going to shape it into a whirlpool, and I'm going to make it suck itself down into the deep.
I cast flush.
Just the black hole just moves over it and then sinks into the water, and then just a train.
And then he just said, y'all, this new Titanic movie is wild.
Melly is going crazy.
I'll resummon Melly right by my side. I'll resummon Melly by my side as like
Dizzy
a little
Melly.
frog.
Dizzy. Latches onto floor and Azalea and Chester and just has like that 3-point grip of like, oh.
Oh, poor baby.
And with that, the party escapes the encounter.
Whoa! Thanks, Nova.
You're welcome.
Just pats his hat.
We've got a little bit of time left, so I want to paint the picture of the city as you arrive from the harbor. The city itself is also referred to as the Sealer Hert. The Sealer Hert is also the Lord and Lady Nasura and Lemai. That is also a family name. Now, the family has to answer to the court as a whole, the Vane court. But from Nova and Nerium's experiences, there seemed to be a lot of showmanship involved, but not necessarily deception. It's like a big play acting out before you in some weird shape and way, like it's almost scripted. And the court hearings have this farcical element that you can't tell if it's actually serious or not, because it's Feyan and complicated and alien to you. But the city as a whole, whilst being this Feyan architecture and outlandish place, is a city proper, and you can see the exchange of currency. You can see primarily Kenku, Eladrin, centaurs, changelings, spriggans, and these strange needle fairies, which almost look like insect-like in nature. Very, very jerky motions, almost bird-like. This is the predominant races that are represented in Hert.
They're birds?
They're fairies that are insect-like. The Kenku are birds, though. The Kenku.
Do you work for the bourgeoisie?
You didn't hear it from us.
Just covers his mouth, just like.
The city itself.
6 people's hands.
Just like.
And the Sim and Chester.
I'm just standing up to the side, kind of trying not to laugh.
The city itself is very pleasant and packed, and vibrant in nature. There's a lot of life here, especially down by the harbor. If you're looking for an inn or anything like that, you've got a lot of different options. This is a bustling, thriving city, known as Hert. And you can see various statues to Owlin families, the Vayant Hert symbol on the flag, which is think of a triangle woven in between a kind of heart made of antlers. A lot of different people present here, and all of them Fae.
Well, let's get ready for our court proceedings.
Coax steps up. All right. What do you want us doing? And
All
who
right.
else are you bringing with you? You've got Wizen.
Wizen, My simulacrum, as per usual.
Sure.
All
Chester's allowed, then Chester.
Sure. Okay,
you
hell
can bring
yeah.
Chester. All goblins.
All goblins? That's like 50 goblins.
Like 10 goblins.
We can do it. I'm just saying, just making sure it's clear that it's like 50 goblins.
I mean,
We
this
need some
seems
to
like
stay
a
on the ship.
faction to me.
We need someone to stay on the ship.
We need okay.
They're the maintenance crew.
How many do we need for the maintenance crew back on the ship?
Depends on how much time you've got, says Coax.
Probably. We don't know how long we're gonna be here for. So what would you say is safe?
Well, we gotta fix the window. There's not many repairs needed right now on the ship, so I would say that as long as nothing
Which one of you wants to go on a vacation?
Literally all of us.
And let's go.
Which one of you guys gave back money to the lottery?
Oh.
Coax goes
Time to
and looks
time to pay the piper.
and like half of them are like,
It's okay. You don't need to pay. You didn't need to pay back then. But now we need a vacation fee. So please pay the illustrious lottery, Faust. The vacation fee.
a small queue forms. Very abashed goblins are handing you pieces of platinum, which is drawing quite a few looks. A centaur kind of rumbling by, kind of
Get in line, buddy.
and a couple of these fairies begin to flit about you, lottery.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
All right.
why
goblins,
must we bring so many numbers, Captain?
Because of what I'm about to tell them now. Your job is to get a firm and keen understanding of what is the happenings right now of this city. What's the vibe of everybody?
Nonchalant like, boys.
And they all grab their suspenders. And they all lean back proprietorily.
We need to know what
feel
what the concerns of the citizens and the politics. If we have that, so figuring out all that, we can maybe get a better grip on the situation.
And if that doesn't work, take these. And I give him like all a box of like tracts that say, "Have you heard about our Lord and Savior Nova Wake?"
When did you make those?
Creation
Bought a
bard.
creation.
What was that, Azalea?
I was just gonna say, I feel like 50 goblins all holding their suspenders identically is a little less than casual.
Some of you pretend you're gambling or something.
No, don't say that. They'll actually start
Scatter.
They listen
Coax
to me
still
before they
stands
listen
by
to
and
you.
goes,
You know this.
Vacation has begun. I'll take care of it, boss man. Everything's gonna be fine.
Give us as much
Alright, and if
information
you
as
get-
you can
and if-
gather.
And if any of them get into trouble, come find us immediately.
You're acting like they're not in trouble right now. That one is definitely dangling a child over a whole barrel of mead.
Okay, but that's like legal trouble. I'm
A
talking,
hand
like,
appears
trouble.
next to Coax's shoulder, a stony hand, and he kind of slowly looks up at Ace, who goes, "I'll take care of it." Kind of steers Coax around by the shoulder.
Renekton, you're with Ace. You two are great work in the Shadowfell.
Oh, have you explained to Quincy how you got him on our side and made him a paladin?
All right, Renekton is my Paris paladin. He swore an oath to me.
Oh
because
my
he was
goodness.
Originally, just like I want to murder things, and then I was like, what if murder was art, and you could devote your art to something bigger than you, like the sea around you, the never-ending grave, the largest canvas in the world? And he was like, that's sick.
It's just like, actually, you know what?
I think that should be everybody. We just need anyone else I'm missing? We'll come back and get them if we don't have them. Let's go.
Okay. Moving your way into the city of Hertz proper is where we're going to leave off for the night. I will give you this little bit of intrigue. you discover a small faction within the city of changelings. And you note them, some of them shifting as they walk into a room, or wholly in their highlight white features sipping coffee. And you notice a few of them have scar marks on them that they're not able to hide. And that's where we will pick up next episode. Gang, thank you for being here. Please stick around. We're going to do a raid. I'm going to Indie Comic Con. I'm going to Gen Con. More deets on that can be found on the Discord. Feel free to join us. And we got bingo. And if you would like to get caught up on the 3 weekly campaigns we stream here, you can head over to the YouTube called Longshot. Link will be in the chat. There you go. And please, I say this genuinely, please hit subscribe and follow and all that good stuff. There will not be Windfall or Void Scourge next week, as I will be at Indie Comic Con.
I will be at PAX East.
Yeah.
I will be at PAX East.
Let's go. Yeah, I think that's it for announcements. This was a really fun episode. I really liked how we delve into that and found some
cheese in it.
Figuring out where we stand amongst ourselves and getting to the Feywild. I have so many fun Feywild shenanigans to get up to. I'm very, very excited. Yeah. I think that's it for me. I'm SirFeffers, the humble dungeon master of the Longshot table. Let me throw it over to Quincy.
Hello, I'm Quincy. I played lottery. I had fun. I like D&D. I do fantasy and D&D stuff on the internet. Fish.
Hello, I am Fish. You can find me on the places. It's Fish Finley. I draw, I sing, I do art. It's a very fun time. I recently put up a picture on my Instagram of my rendition of Critty, the Crit Awards mascot. It's a great time. You should go check that out. It may be available as print very, very soon. Keep an eye on that. Also, speaking of the Crit Awards, I'm on the board for the Crit Awards, and we have announced all of our categories for this year. So go check that out at critawards.org. Check out what categories are available, and think about what content creators and TTRPG creators you want to nominate for the different categories, because nominations open up on April 1st. Also, all the info will be at the website, so go check out critawards.org. Yeah. That's... Oh, I stream on Tuesdays. Now, Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time now. And it's a fun time, so check me out there.
Let's go.
Lex.
Hello, I'm SmolBirdLex. You can find me at SmolBirdLex. I do art, I do TTRPG, and I do streaming. So check me out here, because my Wednesday campaign ended. It's done. So if you want to check that out, you gotta go on YouTube. I'm not on Wednesdays no more. It was really cool. I'm not gonna spoil what happened, but people cried. I made people cry. I'm good at that. Pass it over to Offbeat.
What up? My name is Offbeat Outlaw. You can find me on YouTube and TikTok under that exact same name, and only that name. If you see an Offbeat Outlaw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 underscore periods, no, I'm Offbeat Outlaw. No spaces, no periods, no nothing. That is it on all platforms: YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, you name it. I've been Nova Wake. Nova Wake had a good episode. He feel like he's finally getting a crew of people together that he can talk to. He's finally a vague captain again, and he is back to being what he wants to be, slowly but surely. It's a metaphor, everybody. Wow, the ship of Theseus. Quincy.
I'm done.
All right, that's everybody. Gang, we're going to go kick it with the Snickle, who's currently doing a subathon. Only got 3 hours left in it. He is loud, just a heads up, and he's listening to some music that might also be loud. Just a loud warning right there. But have a fantastic rest of your evening, my friends, and your weekend. And I'll see you Tuesday for Terraform. I'll probably also stream something in the interim. Bye.
Bye.